Ladies and gentlemen, you're here to witness yet another episode of the least professional podcast on the entire planet, which is Radio Rothingham, the world's least professional. I already said that. Anyway, we're here with yet another episode. This time, I'm drawing. I forgot her name, but she's from Tekken 7. Yeah, her name is Bob. She's very good. She's very good at the karates.
Bob the Kitana.
Mm-hmm. Which is actually relevant to a topic I want to bring up. But anyway, Rook, we actually got a newcomer. So, ladies and gentlemen, say hello to SanyaWaffles. Or just Sanya and Studio.
Hello!
Hi. Because we heard that our show's not inclusive enough. So we brought an American, so the show isn't as Eurocentric.
I love the fact that you went with the American thing. There's so many other things you could describe, but you went with American. I love that. I love that.
Yes. Also,
Our usual American women missing in action.
yeah, the other is missing in action, so we had to bring another one to keep our American.
He's blonde, so he doesn't really count.
Yeah. I hope my voice does not overpower everyone else's.
No, my beard just exploded, but it's okay. I contained the explosion.
The beer is a metaphor for his penis, do not worry.
Beautiful. So,
Well, this is explosively powerful. Anyway, so roll call. So we got Senya, we got the usual suspects. Xaverius hasn't missed a single episode since the inception of the show.
Back to the past. Samurai Jack.
Well, you're not Jack or Samurai.
You don't know that.
Well, I can't confirm that, so I assume it isn't. Can you prove that you're not a Samurai Jack person from the past?
Assume.
If you just assume he's not a samurai,
Exactly.
oh,
Artrix, did you just assume my medieval feudal Japanese status?
Yes, and I don't care. We also got Sekele.
yes, I'm here.
Mm-hmm. And we got ourselves a Bakphoon.
That's me.
That's you.
One of the many Bakphoons.
One of many. Anywho, we got topics, and I know Sekele's got one, so I'll start with him. Sekele, what's your topic?
Okay, so I'll start with the one I already mentioned before the stream began. So have any of you yet played the game Deliverance?
I haven't, but what's it about? What sort of game is it?
It's
It's a Czech farming simulator.
Oh, okay.
It's a Czech RPG, historical RPG. Medieval Kingdom of Bohemian, which is present-day Czech Republic. And the reason why I'm bringing it up is because apparently it is very problematic.
Problematic.
There's
But
a
why-
lot of niggas.
Yes, because apparently some American quote-unquote historian the game is whitewashing history for not including any black people.
Wait a minute, are you saying that he googled up medieval Europe and got a whole bunch of black people, and it was like, oh, it must be true
Yes,
because Google said it.
Look, everybody in medieval Bohemia was black. I mean, I'm black right now.
Which is exactly what said quote-unquote historian claimed. He claimed, or he or she, I have no idea, claimed
It.
that the present-day Czech Republic, back then Kingdom of Bohemian, was largely populated by sub-Saharan Africans.
citation needed.
Well, I would concur. I would like to see some citation there.
I'm not
There.
sure that person is that strong when it comes to geography. For one, I'm pretty sure
We-
Africa is not in Europe.
You know what we need right now? we need to Teal dare to go down on this shit. And ask him about all these citations, all 6 billion of them.
I would like to know, for one, why this is the first time I'm hearing about that.
I'm
You
not
know what I
sure
mean?
because for some time Polygon, Kotaku, and these people were all over it.
Yeah,
Well,
it's like-
the the usual
and
suspects.
They have citations from a Tumblr run by one person.
Yeah, that's the
Who's making up stuff.
historian.
A Tumblrite. A Tumblrina. The people I hate the most. Okay,
And
my question...
the same person also insisted.
I think that was a guy, so a Tumblrine.
I don't give a shit. Tumblrina is an insult. It's not
Respect the
politically
pronouns,
incorrect.
okay?
And also insisted that Wolfgang Beethoven was a black man.
And so was George Washington, just by the way.
Apparently.
He was a former slave.
Oh yeah.
Did he really say Wolfgang Beethoven?
Obviously.
Apparently.
But don't you know that Germans are black?
No,
Are you
but
hiding-
I'm not
hiding-
aware of any Wolfgang Beethoven. I know a Ludwig on
Now, I
Beethoven.
know tan people do exist in Europe because it runs the gamut from being whiter than me to being
But
mistaken from the Middle
never
East.
heard about Wolfgang Amadeus Beethoven.
But it's not like
No,
like
because he was Steve.
what I understand from history is that black people don't exist just in one place. I mean, they kind of are scattered throughout, but sub-Saharan Africa, they could come from there, and I'm not doubting that. But my question is, why are they bringing this up now? And why is it just focusing on this one person on Tumblr? Like, to me, that's not a source. Someone's Tumblr, that's opinion,
Well, it's the
And
one
they want to
person-
insert black people
So-
everywhere where they aren't, They want to exact
so-
black people in my apartment,
It's the one person that does that, so they are obviously very happy that they managed to find somebody who says the same thing they want to say, and they're like, yes, this is a source. No need to search for more sources because this is a source that I like.
I always was told, like when I was writing this, and I'm kind of gonna just say for the record, I'm not the best at researching, but I've always known that you want to try to get as many sources that kind of say the same thing as possible before you go, it's fact. But nowadays, I guess Tumblrites and Twitter and SJWs and the far right, all they need to do is just think something, and then it's a source.
You get no source or less, and the main criteria is that you like. Or would you use a source that hurts your feelings? Come on, that would be.
If it's the truth, I mean,
That would
it's
be
the truth.
self-phobic.
I think I'm going to start a new business. I'm going to farm sources, and I'm going to label them all according to several demographics. And I'm going to be fucking rich.
I'm pretty sure that already exists.
Well, yeah, it's the clickbait industry, but
Yeah.
but this time I can put them in boxes, so selling it will be easier. Because
Loot boxes, you say.
yes, I'll disguise them as loot boxes.
Like, oh my god, I got a right-wing opinion. I need to get a liberalist opinion.
Oh, I just played this game. Oh my god, I got a loot box. What does it say? Oh my gosh, it says all white people are racist. Oh my god, this must be true. Oh my god, this is amazing.
Look, that's the most common item in the boxes.
There's
I don't care if I got it.
there is actually a service that you can subscribe to that will send you a literal loot box. I think it's even it's actually called Loot Crate.
Loot Crate.
Yes,
Yeah.
you get
And
like
yeah, but despite its name, you actually know what's coming because while it's apparently a surprise package, everyone is getting the same, and they actually reveal the contents of it. So it's kinda not really
Miserable.
random.
It's not random. It's like you usually get the same stuff. You might get
Because
different
Artrix, the
colors,
important thing
that's
to
it.
note about these, that there are food versions.
I think there's like a loot crate system for just about any subject you can imagine.
You go and are like, I wish to receive a French-themed food crate with randomized food items.
I want a Steam I want a steamed hams loot crate. I just wanted to be able to get like different kinds of steamed hams. It's from New Albany. I know you Europeans say different things, but in Albany, they say steamed hams for hamburgers. There's different types of hamburgers.
Hold on. Wait. Are you saying that steamed hams is an actual thing?
They actually Woolworths down in Australia. Is it Woolworths? Basically, it's a chain of grocery stores.
Stop with these made-up names, god damn it.
Actually,
And also it's a Utica expression.
no, it's not Utica. You're thinking of something. But basically, steamed like they got so many like people wanting steamed hams. They actually had to post a statement for some reason saying basically, we do not carry steamed hams. But you can find like hamburgers in the ground beef section. And I was just, and a lot of people flipped their lids because, of course, that's actually it's kind of the fictional steamed hams kind of seeping into the real world, which I kind of like that.
Oh my god, this is actually all an episode of Simpsons. I have no reason to live, and then there's been a wave of suicides. I can see how this is a problem.
Does this mean the Szechuan sauce incident is repeating itself?
Kinda, except that there's more supply than demand.
And less autistic people.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't have someone jumping on the counter and yelling something about steamed hams.
Man.
No, instead, look.
Alex, you can always change that. There's still time.
All we need now is instead of
You need to go to America, find a counter, and do it.
Or we can be a little bit more creative and go to an American.
Our own counter.
No.
Oh.
No.
Blackjack and hookers?
No. Here's.
Like,
Dude.
Can we hire a counter?
Okay, here's what we'll do.
Can we hire a person who jumps on a counter that we also hire? So
Stop with the jumping on a counter. Here's what we'll do. So we'll fly to
Or we can jump off the counter.
No. No counters.
No.
No, we'll fly over to America.
This ruins my counter-based economy. Okay.
Here's what we'll do. We'll fly over to America. We'll go into a supermarket, and we'll reenact the entire scene right there and then, and everyone will be very confused, and then we'll just walk away. Okay, but since you're so obsessed with the counters, we'll bring a counter so we can use it as a table where the dinner is taking place. Okay? How does that sound? So you'll still. Well, good, Gigi, I'm not going to repeat it for you.
Okay, well in that case it doesn't sound any way because I didn't hear it.
GG. But yeah, we'll basically just reenact the entire steamed ham scene in the supermarket, and now everyone will be confused.
But first we need to contact some journalists, so we have the correct skin color.
And doesn't that mean we would have to then burn the supermarket down?
No, just the staff room. Or whatever room there is that we can set on fire.
There must be a room in the supermarket, at least one.
At least one, yeah. I mean, the supermarket is technically one giant room.
It's a building. Those are known to have rooms.
Yes, exactly.
Oh my god, this is new information. I can't comprehend this. You have to slow down, boys. Slow down.
Okay.
This girl can't handle that shit. This girl can't handle that.
So let's start with the definition of room. Room is a structure that usually presides in a building.
It's also a movie.
Yeah, it's also a movie.
It's also a horrible movie. I know that much. But it's room.
Here.
Look, I watched the movie and it's a very accurate documentary on how rooms are made.
Yes. Also, I solved this problem. We don't actually have to set the supermarket on fire. We can do it much easier and still be faithful to the scene. What we'll do is just bring a copy of the room, Just and we'll take it outside and burn it on the parking lot. So technically the room's on fire. But we don't actually have to burn the supermarket because people could actually kind of burn too crisp and
Not if you burn it on a counter.
well, you can burn the room on a counter. Just have a fire extinguisher ready in case the fire spreads.
Wow.
Kinky.
Science is something. They have rooms in buildings. That is,
Yes.
That I can't.
That's
Are you
why
sure
that's
that's accurate? Are you
super
sure that's accurate? Well, I could just say that rooms are not in buildings. Rooms are actually in pineapples.
Well,
I said it's a source.
Look, I saw a documentary about a sponge that was living in such a pineapple, and the pineapple had rooms. So yes, you are correct.
what have I told you? That building can also contain corridors.
Holy shit! Who won the lottery?
Now you are getting into science fiction stuff, Artrix.
I know, right?
Nobody,
Next, you're gonna tell me water is damp.
nobody's proven corridors exist, Artrix.
Hmm?
That's colonized science bullshit, Artrix. You need to check your privilege.
Water is dank.
That sure sounds like a dank meme.
Dang, man.
Dank, yeah, ultra dank. Like water, sitting water.
Also, are you saying that I'm culturally appropriating Japanese culture right now? Because I totally am.
At least 5 times per second.
Yes.
Of course. Of course.
Of course.
There was actually something I wanted to bring up, and it has to do with video games.
Okay, but before we go on, Sekele, do you have anything to add on to the whole vidya that takes place in...
Of course, there is also the fact that despite SJWs doing their best to ruin the game, did make back twice its budget 2 days after release.
Wow.
And it's still doing well.
Okay,
Well, it released on the 13th, and on the 14th he did an interview with Dan Vavra, and he was like, yeah, we sold 500 million copies so far. Well,
I think it's showing that SJW... I think it's starting to show SJWs are starting to lose their grip.
Okay, wait.
On stuff, you know what I mean?
The real number was 500,000, and he was like, if we make 1 million, I'm gonna be happy, because that's gonna be good. And then 3 days later they have over 1 million, and it's going up, and it's going up the more they are fixing bugs. Yes,
And despite those bugs, it's an awesome game. I freaking recommend it.
I'll have to look it up. I like games that, if it makes an SJW upset, I have to.
well, look, it's a game that is difficulty and no black people, so that's like double things.
Look.
Fancy thing about it is the fact that it is historically accurate.
That too.
About it.
Also, I wouldn't...
One of the many offensive things about it, but there's the difficulty, because that it's a Slav game, it's a Czech game, which means it's pretty hardcore. Because I think, look, Vavra said the following. He wanted to play a realistic RPG from the Middle Ages, so he had to go and make it. And made it.
That kind of sounds...
Not as the game. And if you are against 3 guys with a sword, you better run, because, 3 guys with a sword versus 1 guy with any weapon, that's kind of unfair. And you shoot from a bow.
That sounds...
Hands are shaking, and you don't have a crosshair. So you have to actually aim, and the more you shoot, the better you get. And one of the reviewers that I read review from didn't get that at all. It's like, oh no, I don't have any crosshair, but this is by design. But it doesn't do any damage still. And obviously you need to drink and sleep and eat, and you don't even have a way to save the game other than exiting the game or drinking a special booze, because that's how we save in Slavland.
Yeah, every time you want to save your progress, you have to get drunk.
Basically.
Yeah.
And people are shocked and horrified by this novel idea of not being able to save whenever you want.
Yeah, the reason, by the way, why they introduced this would not abuse the save system. This way, like, yeah, you can save, but your character is drunk afterwards. So
do you think people would abuse save system? Whatever give you that idea?
No one ever save scummed ever at any point in time.
The combat is absolutely brutal in this game. Almost as if you wanted to avoid combat in real life.
HMMMMM. But yeah, I would definitely not specifically play a game or watch a movie or whatever just because it pisses off SJWs.
You are known for not playing games.
Yeah, I know that, Artrix, but there's more to it than just.
It
sounds like I like historical
there's
stuff.
more than meets the eye.
Well, that's kind of what I mean. It's like it not
But
only
wait,
pisses
there's
off
more.
SJWs, it sounds like it not only pisses off SJWs, it sounds like it's historically correct outside what a few people say. You know, I'm gonna know what those people.
There's one thing that's extremely historically incorrect. The carrots in the game are orange.
Okay.
No
game's perfect.
There were no orange carrots in the 15th century, but they made them orange so modern people actually recognize them as carrots.
Yeah, like I'll give you an example.
And it's all Artrix's fault.
Oh, why is it my fault? What did I do?
The Dutch who made orange carrots because that's your national color.
Well, yeah, that is true. We invented the
so fucking retarded.
we invented the color orange. We made
we like orange. Let's make orange carrots.
Everything needs to be orange. I will not stop until the entire planet is orange. No, that's not ambitious enough. We will not stop until the entire universe is orange.
Well,
everything needs.
You started well. Lots of stars are orange.
Exactly. So we're doing pretty damn well. Thank you. You're welcome.
We have found the Netherlands' secret plot. The Dutch are planning to turn everything orange.
No, actually, it's not. Our plan is to drain the oceans and then we'll claim everything for our own. It's like the moment the water starts draining, we just reclaim all the land and it will automatically be the Netherlands.
Yes.
So we basically go from a relatively small country in Western Europe to basically the sole superpower, just because we
land power.
Yes.
Look, I'm for it as long as dolphins die out.
Oh yeah, we'll definitely make sure of that because we fucking hate dolphins.
Fuck dolphins!
No.
Dolphins are the evil. Dolphins are evil. They rape and pillage, and I hear no feminists talking about them.
They are the pieces of the sea.
You know, whenever dolphins around, watch out, because those fuckers, I'll tell you, they, like you said, they'll rape and pillage, and they'll enjoy it too. That's the thing about dolphins.
Yeah.
They're a bunch of kinky freaks, I'll tell you.
If I were you, I watch out when you go at night near a harbor.
Yeah, when
you turn into some dark alley and you just hear the.
Oh my god! Okay, I have to say, in one of my games, in daytime drama, there's an enemy called Dontrell the Dolphin. It's based on something Lotax played on gaming garbage, and
that all sounds.
It's the most famous. Like everyone remembers the dolphin from that game. Everyone remembers that when they play my daytime drama, they're like, the dolphins are fucking insane. And I'm like, there's a reason I made them that insane, is because Dontrell's not only horrifying, actual dolphins are horrifying. I think they're
how dolphins are, Mom.
Oh yeah, they're scary. I don't know why anyone want to be near them.
Yeah,
well, some people like penises.
Funs64 says dolphins have feeling too, you know.
Yes, they have feelings. They have exactly two feelings.
They have two
feelings. And hate.
No. Anger and horniness.
Okay, hate.
In other words,
Those both begin with H.
Yeah, and yet I don't see Polygon talking about how problematic dolphins are.
They're pro-dolphin.
They're probably afraid of the dolphins.
I would be too. I actually agree with them. Why this? I'm surprised I haven't been destroyed by a dolphin yet for my betrayal of them.
And that's why we're the Netherlands, because we said fuck dolphins and we destroyed their habitat.
Yes, this is land now. Fuck
yes,
dolphins.
the dolphins were terrorizing IJssel Lake. This is a true, 100% true story that I'm going to tell right now. So once upon a time, the Netherlands had a giant lake. We called it the IJsselmeer, which is what's with it used to be called the IJssel Sea because it was the sea, you see. But then we said,
I see.
So we were just walking around along the coast of the IJssel Sea, and then dolphins just swam by, and they would, yell all sorts of obscenities to us, like, "Oh yeah, you humans are a bunch of douchebags," and
that's the best they could come up with, Artrix. My God, they need up their game.
Then the Dutch were putting up with it quite okay. It's like, yes, it's just dolphins. Ignore them.
Yeah, just ignore them. Don't make eye contact.
Dolphins attack.
Yes.
That's how the mythical land of Old Zealand sank.
Zeeland is not anywhere near that particular sea. But what happened was...
That's actually ruining my mythology. I mean, how do you think New Zealand came to existing? It was founded by the refugees from Old Zealand who were running away from the dolphins. God damn it.
Well, Zeeland is right next to the sea, and it didn't change with the creation of the IJssel Lake, so your story still holds up. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about Xaverius. Anyway, so...
How did we get here? How did we get from talking about a game that pisses off certain people to dolphins invading?
We're Radio Rothingham. That's the point.
Accurate, both of those.
And that too. I'm being 100% historically accurate right now.
This is what they teach in Dutch school.
Yes. So what happened? And this is true facts. So what happened was we were pretty fed up with the dolphins. I mean, it was like the 1800s, and insults weren't that advanced back then. So all you had to say was just, "Hey, you're a douchebag," and that would be enough to set you
I
off.
don't like orange.
Or I don't like orange. That works too. Well, actually, that's the straw that broke the camel's neck, because at one point, a dolphin walked up to a human. Well, more like he swam up to the coast and he said to a human, "Hey, orange sucks." And the human was like, "You're dead to me. I'll swear to God, I'll end your species, even if it's the last thing I'll ever do." So he devised a plan to destroy the IJssel Lake. And he was like, okay, guys, gather around. So all the citizens of the Netherlands gathered around. So there's like 5 million people gathered around one table. And the guy was like, "Look, guys, we're going to build a dike. And it's going to go all the way from here to here. And it's going to destroy the IJssel Lake. And then it's going to kill off all the dolphins." And everyone's like, "Fuck yeah." So we did it. We spent like 30 years and a bunch of, few men lost their lives constructing the afsluitdijk, as you call it, which basically translates to closure dike. Well, it's a very poetic name because it's closure. Closure to the terror that is fucking dolphins.
Literally.
Literally. Oh, it's getting in better. So we basically just created the IJssel, the afsluitdijk, and then we're like, okay, IJssel Sea no longer exists. It's dead. We destroyed it, and it's now the IJsselmeer, which is a lake. And from that lake, an entire new island emerged, which is now the lamest province of the entirety of the Netherlands, which is called...
But at least it has no dolphins.
But yes, no, it's even better than that. We exiled There were like 2 dolphins still stuck in there, and we exiled them to the city of Harwijk, which is not even in the province of Lelystad, and we put them in a theme park. We basically put them in an enclosure, and now it's like a pilgrimage. Every Dutchman has to go to the dolphinarium at least once in their life to go.
5, the enemy.
To go laugh, point a finger and laugh at the offspring of those 2 dolphins. Like, stupid fucking dolphins, it'll beat you. And that's what you.
Exhibit 1, a dike. Exhibit 2, fish. Exhibit 3, the enemy.
The enemy. And that's how we got revenge on the dolphins for making fun of the color orange. It's beautiful.
This was historically accurate.
It's very.
I want to make an animatic to this. Like, I want to go back to the take this segment and make an animatic of this.
Do it.
Okay.
You have my blessing.
I know you want to.
I may not be the best at it, but I want to make this an animatic.
You may not be the best at it, but are you the worst at it? Let's see.
Well, you can't possibly the worst.
You know what I can't be worse than what's his name?
Dan Shaw.
Tim Buckley or the girl does a signed mail or whatever. I can't be worse at drawing than that.
Nobody can be worse than whoever does assign mail.
Funds. The reason you don't read it in history books is because our government is controlled by the dolphinists, shape-shifting lizards that are actually dolphins. All of them are, no exceptions, except for that one guy. He's an actual human being. Speaking of government, that segues into the following topic. Because
my topic. I saw this many places. There are some people in like there's this one person. Forget his name. No one's mentioned his name outright, but some representative in Rhode Island wants to make it a state thing where you have to tax the violence of video games.
Oh, yes.
And my first reaction was,
why?
You're going to lose a shit ton of money. Your state is the size of Columbus, Ohio. You can just go to Connecticut, New York, Boston, Massachusetts, Vermont, and you know what I mean? You could just go other places and get your video games.
None of those places exist.
They're all figment of your imagination.
It must be something the U.S. government lied to me about, but they lied to me about a lot of things. I don't know why they would not lie to me about those states existing. Although I was in New York, or was it?
Just remember, Oregon is fake news.
Yeah, everything's fake news. Everything, you're fake news. I'm fake news. Is there any fake news I need to know?
The fake news is fake news.
But this is the fake news. Or is it the real?
I just said that.
Yeah, but the way you said it was fake, because it was fake news. You see.
But what if your inquiry is fake too?
But
we can only be sure of one thing, and that is that Gravity Falls, Oregon exists, right?
That's also fake news.
Oh.
But in some seriousness here, as an American citizen, I hate the fact that we think video games are the #1 cause of violence. I would think maybe it's the fact that the United States kind of has a shit culture where we basically extreme everything. We treat people like shit. We treat the poor like shit. We treat the middle class like shit. Even some of the rich
treat game stories like shit.
And the children, are children of this land are kind of left for, to their own devices in some cases because their parents treat them like shit. I would think that would have some more to do with it than a fucking video game.
Then they play stuff like Mass Effect 3 and it's like, oh no, this story is also shit, I'm gonna shoot up a school.
It's like, I've never played a video game that has actually made me want to be more violent. most studies have
You
proven
never
that
played.
a lot of
You've never played Mass Effect 3 to the end.
I actually have, and but I played a modded version. I understand though the anger that comes from that, but I don't think it's ever made me angry enough to actually want to commit violence upon another human being. Like, I played a lot of shitty video
Whoever made
games.
that ending is not a human being. All violence is permissible.
It just, to me, is just like, I mean, it's just stupid to me that, like, they want to tax it. Like, as I said, you're going to go to other states, and you're going to lose a shit ton of money because of that. A lot of revenue. I would do it.
Can't you just go to
it
them?
was some island, one or the other, right? There was a something island. Maybe it was
Rhode Island. Rhode Island's basically
No.
it's not an island. It's a
Look,
actual.
All I know, there was a state that probably had island in its name, and it actually used tax money to finance a game. I think it was Two Worlds. Not entirely sure about that one, but I think it was.
Isn't that the same way the United States government basically commissioned a game about the army to recruit people to join the army?
That's not new
yes.
practice. The game Battle Zone was actually so accurate to some of their like at the time their technology that they used to like aim tanks. They actually decided to commission Atari to make a modified version to use for training people, so they wouldn't have to waste stuff.
A modified Atari. Oh.
Yes. Anyway, back to the vidya being taxed. This isn't anything new in the sense that a lot of similar laws have been proposed where it basically goes something like this. So you're just sitting at your office, imagine you're a politician, and you're bored. So like,
I'm already bored just by imagining I'm a politician.
Exactly. So GG. So you're just sitting there being politician like HMMMMMMM. So
Who should I fuck over today?
what's a thing I don't like? Well, I don't like violent video games. So what can I do about it?
I don't like violins.
I don't like violence. I don't like video games. So that's two things of that thing I don't. I highly do not like, because we don't say hate in current year. So
Hate's a strong word, Artrix.
well, I can't outright ban it
You could offend
because
somebody.
I can't outright ban it because that would cost companies a lot of money, and also something about, you know, people being able to make their own choices and whatnot.
Speech too.
Artrix. Money is important. In fact, I heard that we have to have it.
We've got to have money. So here's the next best thing. I'm just gonna text the video games that I don't like. That will solve all our problems. But we replace video games with, for instance, fast food, or because there was actually a law proposed at one point where politicians were like, I don't like that people are eating fast food, so we're just going to tax it. But then everyone's like, no. Oh.
People stopped eating and everybody
I
died.
don't think it would. Here's the thing. Like, as I said, it would be detrimental to Rhode Island's economy, mainly because, as I said, it's a small state. There's a lot of stores within driving distance. Like, if you live in the outskirts of Rhode Island and this tax would occur, just go to a neighboring state that doesn't have the goddamn tax.
Can't you just go to the Amazons.org and buy yours? 6. And can you just buy them video games online on the newfangled internet that people are so?
Or go on Steam where they don't collect tax.
Yeah, I think
Unless you're in Washington.
You guys may have actually changed that the last time I checked. When you buy something from the internet in the US, you don't actually pay any
It depends if they
sales tax.
actually exist in these They were thinking of it,
so
I think.
so
They were
s-
thinking of it.
yeah, because if I can imagine that they would tax you if they got a physical presence in your state.
Amazon has done that. I now have to pay tax when I'm in that because Amazon has opened up several places in Ohio.
So now now you have to pay Ohioan sales tax.
Hi.
Yeah. Which I'm willing to do. It's not the thing. I just think having an extra tax on something like media is not only that, it kind of goes into the area of like limiting like freedom of speech too, because it's a way of saying I don't like violent stuff, so you all should suffer too. It's like I could see someone trying to skew it that way, and I'm not sure if it would hold up, but I could see someone trying to make that argument.
Artrix, we need a tax.
Actually, that already exists.
What's tax?
Yes.
Tax?
If power in the Netherlands is taxed the following. So you
Hi, Xaverius. Hi.
so
That's a friend of mine.
all right. So
Somebody goes.
and anyway. So over here, if you buy electricity, which your typical person will need to do, I'm doing
Can I
it
have
right
5
now.
electricity, thanks.
No, you can't. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm also never sorry. Anyway, so for every kilowatt hour, I pay like 4 cents for the actual electricity. So that's the cost of making it and the profit margin and everything. So 4 cents. Then there's like 5 cents to have that electricity delivered to me. So I pay like 5 cents for the electricity. For the electricity to go from the power plant to my house. And then there's another 15 odd cents that goes directly to the government. And on top of that, so on all of that, actually no, that includes VAT. So on all of this, there's also 21% VAT. So in effect, you're paying tax on tax.
The tax.
You're paying VAT on the tax that you pay.
They are under attacks.
We sure are.
Attack. Oh god, that's awful.
But
I'm done.
but to be perfectly fair, they also give us a discount.
But Artrix, is it laissez-faire?
It's actually more or less fair than it was about 20 years ago, because I think back then the power plants were owned by the state. Now you can actually negotiate about your power rates and whatnot. So at least we get that going, I guess.
I'll just take this entire plant, thanks.
Yes. Also, like I was going to say, we get like a €380 discount on tax every year. So they basically just subtract €380 from your yearly power bill, which is actually a rather significant amount. So a portion of the a rather large portion of the electricity that you have to use to have a functioning normal life is not taxed as heavily as everything else. So at least we have that going.
But what if you are an artist?
A starving artist.
Then you get a starving artist discount, which is so.
Which actually makes you pay more.
So they're like, okay, so you're a starving artist. We'll pay you to use electricity. How does that sound? Then I'm like,
Pay you to go away.
and then I'm like, sweet, and then I'll just mine all the Bitcoin since I'm not. Hey, if I'm getting paid to use electricity, I might as well mine for Bitcoin because it doesn't really matter.
Bitcoin's going to be worthless in half a minute. Just watch. You can actually pinpoint the moment your heart's going to break.
I don't know about that. I don't have any stake in Bitcoin right now. It might be there, but I have to check real. Yeah, I can't really confirm or deny that. So,
Bitcoins.
We all know the.
go ahead.
Go away.
Basically, the Slovak police recently arrested a gang who was blackmailing people coins.
Well, that sounds like something that's actually not too far-fetched. I mean, we had a lot of ransomware where the ransomer was like, okay, give us 6 billion bitcoins in this wallet.
By the way, it also affects you. The victims who were being blackmailed were Dutch companies. So
Actually, it's not.
Dutch companies and wanted them to pay bitcoins for ransom.
The thing about Bitcoin is it's not traceable to who you're sending it to, so it's pretty anonymous. So that's actually a very good way for them to get money for doing stuff. And Artrix brought up ransomware. As someone who's in IT quite a bit, and I try to keep up with IT stuff, it's actually a very common thing for ransomware, and these are usually run by gangs or mafia, depending, Russian and Ukrainian cybercrime networks. That's huge in Russia and
Huge.
like China. It's the biggest IT threats are from Russia, parts of the Ukraine, Iran.
Did you?
I think China and parts of and both North and South Korea. Depending, I say South Korea because I'm not saying the whole of them do it, but there might be North Korea, sympathizers in South Korea that might do it.
Oh,
So I have to include the
They
whole.
have to go to South Korea to get computers.
Actually, I'm not talking about. Actually, North Korea outsources some of their hacking to China. China is there's a lot of business for it, and I'm surprised that, as much as Donald Trump has tried to crack down, he hasn't told China, "Hey, stop that shit."
Stop it.
He
Stop.
hasn't even made an official statement. I thought that was one thing he would definitely do. One of the reasons, while I hate Trump, I'm not a big fan of Trump, I thought maybe he would. But then again, I don't think all politicians keep their promises. So, c'est la vie.
Well, it's politics, so yeah, they wouldn't keep the promise. Speaking of politics, the perfect segue to the following. So yesterday was my birthday. It was.
Right. I had a better segue to politics since we mentioned Bitcoin.
Okay. Well, you go first.
Well, you might know that there's a country that works perfectly well, and it's a real communism, which means Venezuela, because that's the most successful country in the world right now.
Oh yeah, I envy them so much right now.
Yes, well, they decided to solve their non-existent problems by issuing a crypto coin.
Yes.
It's called
I heard about this.
It's backed by their oil reserves.
Oh yeah, and the best part is that you can't directly buy them with the Venezuelan bolivar or whatever they use.
No.
So they're like.
Well, that's now the official currency of Venezuela.
Then what is?
Well,
Yeah, I thought it was some. No, that's the cryptocurrency that they're attempting to.
Since the fiat currency of Venezuela has absolutely no fucking value.
Wait, is it the Zimbabwean dollar?
And the best part is that they didn't just introduce this one, they also introduced Petro Gold, which is backed by Venezuelan gold. So Venezuela has two currencies. Both of them are cryptocurrencies, and both of them are currently worth more than their actual currency.
So they have three currencies. So they got this Petro crypto, they got the gold crypto, and they got their shitty fiat currency.
Yes, Venezuela is now officially a.
Though the cryptocurrency is actually kind of a fiat currency as well, since it's basically declared to have value by the Venezuelan government. instead of something that formed organically. Though I'm sure they're using, similar crypto technology to run their cryptocurrency.
My biggest thing is, who the hell would want to do business with Venezuela? They're not exactly what I would call the most,
Well, that's the thing about them creating this new currency, because that's exactly what they did. They basically told every foreign investor on the planet to fuck off. Like, yeah, we strong, and this thing that you owned, private property rights and whatnot, we don't do that here. So it's ours now. So foreign investors are like, oh, well, I guess we're not investing in Venezuela anymore. And now they're kind of like, oh, you all left. Oh, come back. We'll give you this cryptocurrency. Give us your foreign money that's actually worth something.
Here's the thing. Is the Venezuelan fiat currency as bad as the Zimbabwean dollar?
From what I gather, not really, though. The inflation that's currently plaguing that currency is being described as hyperinflation, so we're probably seeing inflation in the triple digits.
Zimbabwe, you still could at least attempt to buy something with.
No.
All they seem to do in Venezuela is to throw grenades and run up to cows and shredding them apart with their bare hands.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, there was a video on WikiLeaks.
But
Jesus God.
Just a bunch of people running up to a cow, and when it stumbled, it fell the cow.
but
That's awful.
It's like Left 4 Dead, but it's the cow.
Oh God. But yeah, the Zimbabwean dollar saw a inflation rate which is basically like, okay, so today I'm going to go to the store and buy myself a bread, and in the brochure it says it's currently only $2,000. Well, that isn't too bad, because for my bread I paid $1,000 yesterday. So you go there, and then the store owner is like, well, yeah, that newspaper that you read, that was printed last night. In that time, the prices quadrupled. Because the prices double every 4 hours. So it's $8,000 now. Oh. Do you accept a currency that's actually worth a damn? Well, yeah, you can also pay in US dollar, and it's just $1.50. Oh. Was it $1.50 yesterday? Let me see. Yes. Will it be $1.50 tomorrow? Pretty sure it will be. You know what? I'll just use US dollar instead. And that's exactly what they ended up doing.
Yeah. They ended up using
foreign
currencies instead. Actually, I'm looking on Wikipedia here. I'm going to tell you that with the brains, but there is a picture of a 100 trillion Zimbabwean dollar banknote.
Yep. And was virtually worthless. I mean,
it's not that bad. It's going to be bad, but it's not that bad yet.
I don't think the Zimbabwean, the Venezuelan bolivar is doing that badly as Venezuela, but yeah, their economy is not exactly doing very well right now.
Well, of course, it's completely social. It's completely communist. I wouldn't even say socialist, because it's beyond socialism. It's completely.
It's not a real
communism.
socialism. I mean, look. It's a real socialism until it fails, and it's not a real socialism. It's never been.
It's not real. It's not real communism.
We'll just have to try again.
Yeah.
And eventually we'll get it right. Maybe.
It's like the meme when you have the guy who's turning around for another grill while being with the grill.
The definition.
Oh yeah.
Of sanity.
And in this edit you have like the guy, and there's a series of girls beside him going off screen, and it's like Venezuela, USSR, China, North Korea, and he's turning around and it's imaginary country.
I almost feel tempted to make like a Poland ball version of this, where it's got all the Poland balls just looking back at this this female Poland ball. Though, then we have to figure out what the Poland ball equivalent of communism would be.
The definition of insanity, the same thing and expecting a different result. That's communism.
Sounds about right.
I think we should just say that every method that has been tried is has its problems, and yeah, it's gonna. I mean, one of the things, and so a friend brought this up, but that the reason capitalism works is it appeals to the human nature of wanting more. You know,
it basically exploits human desire to acquire as much as they can.
That's why it's successful. That's one of the reasons why any government or economy that is successful has to have a capitalist component. Even if they're somewhat socialist, they have to have that. Lest you just because it's successful. Money. Yeah, I mean, as much as I hate to admit it, that is something that's very true about the human condition. We want to have more of things. And what's the necessary evil in life? Money. I hark back to the last Radio Rothingham.
Yes. It was a very nice drawing of the "we've got to have money" guy.
I forget his name. Did he have a name?
Yeah,
He was voiced by Tony J.
I think he was called something like Mr. Bootlicker or something like that.
Yeah, Bootlicker. They had the weirdest goddamn names for those characters. There was Apple Cheeks, the ice cream cart rapist. And
yeah, that's basically the scientist who wanted to experiment.
Jesus fucking Christ.
That sounds
no, seriously, the way he looked at that ice cream cart, he was gonna fucking do it.
It's like Applejack's mental retarded uncle.
Oh god, no, someone has to commission Artrix to draw that. Someone has to.
God, please no.
Why? Just end it all.
Maybe when he does his request-a-thon.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I will take my one request and have him. It's either that or have him draw my character more, my persona more to my proportions. But I'm going to probably have, someone has to have him draw that. Artrix, the chase is on. We're gonna have you draw that somehow, some way.
Oh dear God. and
Pandora's box.
Anyway, we should probably move on, because there is, I'm pretty sure there's at least one more topic. There's actually more than one topic. But since we're talking about politics, let's get out of the way. So there was this thing, like I said, yesterday was my birthday. I'm officially, I managed to beat the entire universe for yet another year. So we got that going. You know what I got for my birthday? Aside from people wishing me a happy birthday and everything, that was really sweet of you guys.
I'm not dying for another year.
Yes, yes. People were very encouraging. Like, good job, Artrix. Good job. It's nice that you.
Wow, I'm so proud of you for existing.
It's happening even right now. The Funds is wishing me a happy Spawn Day, which is actually kind of funny. So yeah, happy Spawn Day to me. So you know what the government did?
What?
They basically told me, Artrix, fuck off. That referendum that you like so much, we're going to take it. You're not allowed to have any referendums anymore, and you're just gonna have to accept it. Because you're just a stupid citizen, you don't know what's good for you. Because
It basically violates multiple principles of democracy.
So they're like, yeah, you're just a stupid citizen that doesn't know shit about anything. It's all too complicated for you. So we just let you, well, okay, we'll let you vote once every 4 years, but after that you'll just have to shut the fuck up and let us do our thing, okay?
Is this in response to the privacy referendum that you talked about a few weeks, 4 months ago?
Well, that's the thing. Well, I think that vote is actually still going. But I think that is in part a response to that referendum, yes. Because most people are not happy about this fucking thing where the government can basically just collect a virtually unlimited amount of information for whatever reason. They can basically just take an entire goddamn area and just collect all the data from that area without a warrant or anything. So anything you do online can potentially end up just being tapped without any precedent. And it's all on the guys, yeah, but terrorisms.
How many of them?
6.
That's a lot of terrorism.
And the thing is that, and the thing is that you don't even need these sorts of draconian laws to fight terrorism. I would even argue that the way they want to use this law to basically just, the law is called the fishnet law, in the sense that it's like putting a big net in the sea and just catching all the fish instead of actually going after that shark that's fucking everything up. It's like the dolphin analogy. You want to fuck up the dolphins. But now, instead of just fucking up the dolphins, which are, they're fairly big compared to most fish, we'll just use a fucking fish net and fish everything.
But dolphins are not fish.
Yeah, they are mammals.
Well, to us that doesn't fucking matter. That they're in the sea and we have to fuck them up because they're dolphins. And it actually makes the analogy even better because we're trying to find a few mammals. We're going to use this big net to catch everything that's in the sea, including the fish. And that's similar to this privacy law where it's like, yeah, you don't have anything to hide, do you? It's okay. You're a good citizen, are you? It's okay. We'll just collect all this data, including all your compromising nudes and confidential conversations and whatnot. It's fine. Don't worry about it. We'll just take it all. So yeah, but that's going to be up.
Like a Patriot Act in the United States that allowed the stuff that Edward Snowden leaked.
Yep, it's very similar to that. And there's going to be a referendum about it. So there are at least going to ask the citizens, hey, you citizen, what do you think about us, doing these sorts of searches? Are you okay with that? And the worst part is, it's not even a binding referendum that they're going to ban. It's a advisory referendum.
A banning referendum.
It's not. It's not banning or.
Is it a referendum full of bunnies?
Yes. We go to the polls and there's a bunny sitting at a table and they'll take your ID and everything. Well, sometimes. If you're really unlucky, you get across that one asshole bunny that always has a tendency to kill people. It's really annoying when that happens, but that's the price for freedom, you see. Sometimes you're just gonna have to take it with a grain of salt, or in this case with a bunch of life, but can't have the one without the other. Anyway, so this isn't the end of it, obviously. There's a movement that is basically aiming to drag the government into court and basically argue, look, this shit that you guys are doing, it's illegal and you can't do it. It's criminal that you think that you can just go ahead and ban the referendum, but it's kind of you know, enshrined in our laws, and you can just delete it. You're not Monica. That's what I'm saying. And then they drag Monica into the courtroom, and then like I beg to differ. But you know, then I just walk in, I just delete Monica by deleting Monica CHR, and it's fine.
Did you eat pant?
The what now?
Did you eat pant? That's necessary for life. You need to eat pant.
Eat pants?
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. It's a meme. I'll show you later.
All right.
But basically, it sounds like, wow, Netherlands trying to undermine the very fundamentals of democracy.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's kind of been going on ever since the current cabinet came into power. They really seem to just wanting to do their own thing, and they want very little intervention from the population at large. But on the other hand, it is highly amusing seeing. For instance, there's the party I voted for, and then there's a regressive leftist party that I absolutely didn't vote for, and they're polar opposites in a lot of ways. But they're pretty much on the same page when it comes to this whole referendum nonsense, and it's weird in a way. They are arch nemesis, but they're also very, very similar. It's hilarious. And the party that's responsible for this, there's also a great bit of irony to it, in the sense that this particular party, and for those from Netherlands, I'm talking about the D66 or D66. You know, they started out as a party that basically wanted to introduce the elected mayor in Netherlands, which I'm totally for, by the way, because right now we basically have an appointed mayor, and it would be so cool just to be able to elect the person representing the city I live in, instead of just something abstract like, okay, we got a bunch of parties and this appointed mayor that is just being put there by the central government. So they wanted to introduce that. They didn't get their way, so they disbanded the government back then. And we were talking about like the early 2000s or even earlier than that. And ever since, it got a huge backlash. Yes. So yeah, now the same party that has democracy in its name, and that is, supposedly all about democracy, is now like, yeah, you guys don't need a referendum. And they got their way. GG. That's sure is a great way for me to never vote for you fuckers ever again.
Well, you didn't vote for them.
Well, I voted for them in the past when they weren't a bunch of demophobic idiots. But yeah, those days are definitely over.
I think they're afraid of demo versions.
Well, that then they've become even more Europhilic. So they really have a boner for the European Union, and it's gotten a lot worse in the past 5 or so years. I mean, they were kind of pro-EU in the early years, or earlier, like 10 years ago. Now they basically just want to turn Netherlands into a European Union province. Like, yeah, let's just disband the Netherlands. We'll make it a province. It's fine, and then the European Union can basically take all the control. It's fine.
Fuck them all.
But yeah, any thoughts on this scenario?
Yeah, speaking of the EU,
Turtle gas.
loosely related news, considering cultural diversity. 3 Africans were arrested in Paris for cannibalism this week.
Oh, well, that sounds jolly.
Yeah, apparently these African gentlemen, island of I'll check it. that Cape Verde Islands basically jumped a guy on the street, mauled him, by which they bit off his ear and a part of his face, trying to eat him.
They tried to eat him, so they
Yeah.
didn't actually succeed.
Yes.
But they did end up killing him, obviously.
No, they didn't kill him, they
Oh.
merely mutilated him, but...
Well, okay, well, fair enough, he's still alive, but that still sounds pretty bad. I wouldn't want to be, I wouldn't want to be walking down the street and all of a sudden I don't have an ear anymore because someone jumps up.
And a chunk of his face too.
And a chunk of his face.
And of course, these gentlemen came to France as refugees. That the Cape Verde Islands are not in war or in any other major crisis.
Mm-hmm. But yeah,
hey, we are refugees, and they let them in, no questions asked.
Yeah, but that was pretty much the policy during the crisis. They were like,
I mean, there was that one poor Chinese guy who got lost and suddenly he was a refugee.
Yeah. Imagine being a Chinese.
He didn't even want to, and he became a refugee. Artrix.
Imagine going to America, for instance, as a tourist. Except in our case, we would be able to speak English, so that makes the situation a little bit less awkward.
Imagine you went to Mexico, everybody speaks.
Okay, yeah, okay. That's better. That's a bad example. So imagine going on vacation to Mexico, which I reckon could actually be very fun. I don't know much about Mexico, but I've heard some cool stories about going to
there's
Mexico.
lots of drugs involved.
Oh yeah, but I wouldn't go to Mexico for the drugs. Come on, I'm Dutch. Why would I do that?
Yeah, he already has enough drugs at home.
Exactly. So
That's not drugs. I heard that weed is not a drug.
we got other drugs too. Don't worry about that. Anyway, so you just go to Mexico, just have a little vacation, and you have a great time. I mean, I go to Mexico, and then some chick named Sombra walks up to me, and we're just going to spend the entire day just hacking stuff for the lols. So everything's fine and dandy. And then all of a sudden, a immigrant worker comes up to you, and they're like, you have to come with us now. I'm like, no. I'm like, yes. I'm like, no. I'm like, yes, you live in Mexico now. You go to this refugee home where you can basically just exist. You have to stay there and be a poor immigrant, refugee person. Like, no, I'm perfectly content just having my own home in the Netherlands. I don't need to go. I don't need to go to some refugee home, but they'll take me there anyway, and it's full of Americans. Because as we all know, Mexico's full of American refugees. So there I am sitting in some cell, refugee home in Mexico, because some Mexican government worker decided that I'm a refugee and I have to stay there.
Really? Seems legit.
And I'm like, how did I get here? And that concludes the epic tale about how I went to Mexico and then I got stuck in Mexico.
Did you get better?
Well, I got tacos, I guess. I like tacos. So I'm not sure if that would constitute better, but
value.
As long as they weren't Taco Bell, you should be okay.
I went to Taco Bell once.
He went to Taco Ball.
No, I actually went to Taco Bell several times.
So brave.
Well, I actually thought it was pretty okay, but then again, my experience with Mexican food is extremely limited, and I'm pretty sure veterans to Mexican food would argue that Taco Bell's pretty shitty.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
Artrix goes to Taco Bell.
No.
Artrix goes.
No,
How dare you,
I know
Artrix.
what that's a reference to. Stop.
You should stop going, Artrix.
Nah. Anyway, I've got one more topic, which is actually more of a casual topic. So just
Okay.
yeah. So it's nothing political or very
Oh, sorry,
serious. Oh, you know what?
I
Let's
had
have Sekele. Let's have Sekele's topic first.
Oh no.
Okay. Basically, you know Black Panther came out.
Yes.
African American country, yes.
It and all, but apparently some people think that Wakanda is a real country.
Obviously.
Apparently, trying to that no, Wakanda is a fictional country that was made up by two white guys back in the 1960s. Apparently, saying that is racist now.
So pointing out that a fictional country is indeed fictional is racist.
Yes.
Okay. Let me get this straight. So the definition of racism. I know. People are very allergic to definitions these days, but the definition of racism is the belief that one race is superior to another, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So pointing out that a fictional location is indeed fictional. I don't know about you guys, but that doesn't have anything to do with race. I would say that has more to do with geography.
Yeah, implying that everyone who comes from one specific geography, like one location, is of one race or another, isn't that a bit not racist, but isn't that a bit misinformed? Like, there are white people in Africa, there are black people in Africa, there are black people in Europe and America, but that doesn't necessarily define their race per se.
Well, these days, a lot of people that argue this sort of thing, where like, yeah, you are of this race, therefore you're not allowed to say this or that. They are ironically the most racist people you can come across these days.
Oh yeah, I believe like I know I use the term SAW, but to be clear, when I say that, I'm using that in seriousness. I'm not using that just to throw it. I'm not throwing it around lightly, because these people do say they are SJWs, and they do so unironically, and I'm going to call them what they are, and just to be clear. But they are some of the most racist people. In fact, they are very white supremacist if you think about it. Because they think black and white people should remain separate. And then don't talk about Schrodinger's person of color, the
No.
Mexicans and the like.
The best part is that they think that non-white people are by nature weak and need to be helped.
Yeah,
exactly. That isn't that racist?
That is racist, and also it also has a hint of white supremacy in there, because it implies that white people aren't here. Yes. Yes.
And that's one of the biggest problems I have with like the SJWs and what I would consider like the radical left, is they're just like the far right.
Horseshoe theory! Yeah!
Theorem at this point, you know what I mean? It's a horseshoe theorem.
But where's the horse?
Anyway, Black Panther. What about it? Oh yeah, the whole thing where it's like, oh, you point out that this location doesn't exist, therefore you are sexist. Racist. Well, you're probably sexist too. But
There is a bit of undertone there. Apparently, the movie brought a lot of pride to African Americans, and they saw Wakanda as some symbol, and
oh yeah, I've definitely seen some very cringy shit.
that it went beyond a symbol, and people started believing it actually exists. And now taking this away from them is seen as an act of racism.
Okay, so what's next? Are they gonna start believing that vibranium exists?
I wish
There
Questia
was a
exists.
meteorite, and the meteorite crashed into Wakanda. The Wakandans was like, yes, eat some plants, and the plants were infused with the amazing magic metal from the meteorite. And that's how Wakanda came to be.
The most hilarious thing about this, by the
So
way...
do these people believe in a special meteorite that contained a mineral that's nowhere else in the world but in Wakanda?
Yes.
I
Probably.
guess. Possibly.
Maybe.
The ironic part about this is that Wakanda was made back in 1960s. Guys who basically combined a bunch of African stereotypes. 60s sci-fi shit. It's like the most stereotypical thing they could think of, and now they are celebrating it as some sort of progressive.
Yeah, because aren't they like literal spear chuckers, for instance?
Yes,
They have high-tech
they were
spears.
just African tribesmen with spaceships.
But they are still spear chuckers.
Yes.
Which isn't, I wouldn't even say that's inherently, you know, if you're a really good spear chucker, you can do some pretty good damage.
You can check
I'm a-
spears at this.
I mean respect to the guy that can chuck a spear and get a headshot from a large distance. I mean, it's relatively easy to operate a gun, I guess. But a spear.
Oh, or a crossbow, or a rock.
Yeah, imagine you going up against those fuckers, but all you have is a spear. And you managed to get a headshot, 360 no scope.
Well, I mean, they shouldn't have brought rocks to spear fight, I think.
Well, yeah, if you're going into a fight with just a rock while the other guy has a spear, then get good scrub. Seriously.
Get good.
Get.
I just love the good meme, although it pisses a lot of people off easily, you know. I don't know
I
why.
guess those people never get good.
Yeah.
Get good.
Like I'm not good at Dark Souls, or I'm not gonna lie, you know. I
Did
need
you
to
know
get
the
good.
Dark Souls is the Dark
There's
Souls
also
of the
Dark Souls.
Yes, yes it is. The Simpsons predicted Dark Souls.
The Simpsons predicted everything. It even
The Simpsons predicted The Simpsons.
I'm pretty sure that the Simpsons also predicted Kazumi. What's her face?
Did they predict Doki Doki?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. They probably had a character named Monica at some point, so I'm pretty sure they predicted all of Doki Doki Literature Club.
God.
The Simpsons predicted deletion.
The Simpsons predicted
9/11.
Game, and they predicted GamerGate.
That too.
Yes. It's also GamerGate's fault, by the way.
Obviously.
The
That
Simpsons was obviously created by GamerGate. I'm sure.
Artrix, it's GamerGate's fault. Because, you know, if you didn't notice, GamerGate exists.
yes. Therefore, it's GamerGate's fault.
Mhm.
It's easy with this kind of
World
thing.
War II, GamerGate. World War One, GamerGate. I
Well-
stubbed my toe the other day. I'm like, damn it, GamerGaters.
World War -1, GamerGate. That's right. They went back in time.
They just called the Austrian-German War.
Yes.
Or was it German-Austrian?
Here-
was also a French-German war.
Here-
Or was it? No, that was Hungary actually.
Here-
I mean, Austria.
Here's what
Same thing.
here's what's actually happened. So GamerGate went back in time and they created world. Yeah, they did that, and they did World War -1 because they thought 2 world wars wasn't enough.
They needed more.
Because
So
obviously
they took
they're
dolphins and made them into adolphins.
yes, because they're obviously a hate mob, as you know our game journal overlords have told us. So obviously they can't help but
Believe.
so obviously they can't help but just create nothing but hate movements and wars,
I
especially.
bet they haven't even tried listening and believing.
No, especially not that. I mean,
You need to listen to the NeoGaf. You need to listen to NeoGaf. You know. You don't. You're a right-wing cuck and a gamer. The worst.
I think neofag is kind of passé.
isn't it still around? But under new
Yes,
management,
Artrix,
sort of.
But only people who sexually harass others watch it.
Ah, okay.
Like a lot
That's
of
by the way,
people.
also GamerGate's fault.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I saw a lot of people actually saying that the guy, forget the name of the guy who runs NeoGaf, the one that had sexual. He basically was a gamergator. It's like the minute something bad happens, they're a gamergator.
Except they were the exact opposite.
Obviously, the moment it turned out that he's not a good person, it also turned out that he was not a real communism.
Yeah, it's like at that point, it's
Game over, man. Game over.
yeah. Oh, I just love that fallacy. It's just like, oh, the minute something happens, it's like, oh, they aren't really part of it. It's like, fuck you, they are.
By the way, that is called the Scotsman fallacy.
No true Scotsman.
Yeah.
I use that a lot. It pisses people off, you know.
Especially the Scotsman.
But you're not a true gamergator. That's not what a true gamergator would say.
Yeah. It's basically mainly pieces of Scotsman, which I don't understand because I don't think Scotsmen have any reason.
It's because it's like no true Scotsman would do X or do Y.
Exactly.
I think it's just kind of. It just was coined one day, and then.
I'm just trying to say that no true Scotsman would get offended at this.
What kind of bothers me?
It's meta.
It's kind of meta. Yeah.
He basically made a meta joke.
What kind of bothers me about a lot of that is just like about this, the whole stuff with like the gun politics and stuff. It's just you can't really talk about this casually. Everyone takes it so seriously, and I get it's a problem, but the more you just people take it so personally, and I feel like, and I do too. I'm just thinking that sometimes it's just a deep breath, calm down, step away from it. Take a walk is a good thing. Take a walk or do something to distract your mind, come back to it. You'll see that it's actually that there's maybe a lot of common ground to be had. I learned that today, and for various things. I think
it's too serious. This should be reserved to serious, significant things that are influencing your entire way of life, like getting called a casual.
Yeah, well, when you call me a casual, it's like, okay, we're going to throw down hands. That shit's serious.
Super serious. Anyway, I was actually going to bring up a topic about Tekken 7 and blah blah blah, but you know what?
We can save that for another episode. I enjoyed this.
We probably should, because we're kind of running out of time.
We can save it for the next time Tekken 7 comes out.
Yes. This could probably gonna be Tekken 8. It's got. Oh no wait! I just realized they're probably gonna pull Microsoft, and they're just gonna skip over 8. And they're going straight to Tekken 11 because they like to go one step beyond. And everyone's like, hey, wait, what happened to...
I got it. Tekken 9 out of 11.
Honestly.
Just for the edge.
I give this 5 out of 7.
Oh, God. Rip.
Or better yet, they'll just call it Tekken, semicolon... it was kind of okay, 10 over 10, ING.
Just call it Tekken TM, like they did with Hitman. It was the first stupidest decision ever. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I hope they don't do that. I actually hope that they'll just...
Have you seen the newest Hitman?
No, but what's so weird or silly about it?
The mission design is okay-ish. Everything else is crap. So it's like, yes, it's not absolution. There's an actual map, an actual objective, and you can actually do stuff and get out without being constrained by some retarded Hollywood story. Except that you go in and you find out that everything is scripted and it waits for you to do a thing. Except for stuff that doesn't wait, but that one time only. So if you are doing something on the other side of the map, you actually miss it.
Well, that sucks.
That in itself, that's actually kind of nice, that missable stuff. But the game insists on telling you where exactly everything is.
So a lot of hand-holding.
And there's a section of the menu where you click stuff and it puts a waypoint in the world no, just don't. Why? Stop being so retarded. Also, if you are not connected to the internet, you don't even get a high score at the end of the mission. There should not be a high score in a Hitman game, except for just a tracker of how many people did you kill or knocked out, how many bullets were fired and shit like that. Now they give points. If you give points for actions, that means that some actions are inherently better than other actions. That's not what you do in a Hitman game.
Yeah, that doesn't sound very Hitman-y.
Well, yeah, and it won't even give you the scores if you are not connected to the internet, so basically... You can
GG.
play it, whatever. You can just march in, shoot the target, and run away. And that's
Okay.
it. You did the mission, you get the cinematic, nothing changes, and your score won't even get recorded.
That kind of sounds similar to Watch Dogs, where the game's like,
Because-
oh yeah, you can hack stuff, and then turns out you don't have to hack anything.
At least in Watch Dogs you got into the hacking, even though it was not a hacking.
Yeah, the hacking was completely unnecessary in that game.
This is akin to going into the hacking mode and the hacking being done for you, and then you get out of the menu and the mission doesn't complete.
Well, that sucks.
That's basically, well, or rather it completes, but you get no reward.
Anywho.
So basically I'm saying that somebody should take a bazooka and shoot at the Square Enix headquarters.
Alright, well, anyway. I'm going to end this episode, so thank you all for watching.
Shooting with a bazooka, that's really interesting.
It would at least change things up a little bit.
Exactly. Nobody even uses grenades, like what the fuck?
But don't. Also, speaking of that, Guns, Gore, and Cannoli is a fun game too. Cannoli. It apparently it apparently it's an Italian snack, and now I want to have some.
Made of guns.
But yeah, that was on Steam sale. It's a fun game. So
Cannoli?
well, cannoli is it was actually as expensive as one cannoli, I think. It was two.
Wait. Do you need Steam account to eat steamed hams?
No.
Oh.
Why would you need a Steam account to eat steamed
I don't know, it has
hams?
Steam in the name. I would expect some kind of DRM.
Okay, but no, it's not Steam. Also, it's out on the Nintendo Switch, so you can also play it on the Switch, which is kind of nice. I guess.
Steamed hams
That's
on
always a
Nintendo
plus.
Switch.
Steam hams, but it's a Nintendo Switch game.
I wouldn't be surprised if Nintendo came up with look. All Nintendo has to do is make a game that uses the motion control, so you have to walk around with your Switch and look around using the gyro controls and everything, and then you have to search for the steamed hams, which is like augmented reality or some shit like that.
I think I'm gonna pass. I'm just gonna wait until humanity figures out how to make a computer out of ants, and then I'm going to wait for the Skyrim that inevitably comes out on the Ant computer.
Or better yet, they're gonna make like what is it, Labo? It's in Labo, but instead of cardboard, it's a literal steamed ham, and you just jam the Joy-Cons in there.
Beautiful.
And tasty.
Yeah, It's also very crunchy. You take a big bite from steamed ham, and then it turns out, oh wait, there was a Joy-Con in there. But don't worry, it's
You can eat while you play, and
It-
there's an added challenge of balancing your eating and playing. So you have
it's.
both.
Don't worry, it's mostly plastic. Okay, there's only a little bit of really toxic shit
Yeah,
in
it's,
there.
look, it's mostly biodegradable.
Mostly. Except for the few bits that will kill you. But come on, stop being such a whiny baby, okay? Just enjoy the damn
Look,
labo.
if you look at it technically, nothing that mankind has ever created was not made of natural resources.
Mhm.
So it's perfectly natural.
Yes.
Come on.
Anyway, I'm going to end for real. Thank you for watching Radio Rothingham, the world's least professional podcast on the entire internet. We'll be back next week for another retarded episode of your favorite podcast. And
Fix the thing. Shut it down.
yeah, okay, I'll shut it down.
The
Bye.
Simpsons predicted Radio Rothingham.
Yes, okay, well,
Did you shut it down yet?
Yeah.
I'll take the